Alright guys, today on the channel we're taking a look at the classic Cinderella solo, Shake Me, up next. Alright, here we go guys. This is from 1986, Cinderella debut album, Shake Me, Nobody's Fool, Somebody Save Me, all those classics. And so we're going to take a look at the solo for Shake Me, which features the original guitar player, the first half of the solo, Jeff LaBar, rest in peace, and Tom Kiefer, who also sings for the second part of the solo. So we're going to take a look at this in just a second. Down below in the description, you'll find a link for the Tab and Guitar Pro over at my Patreon page. Make sure and check that out. And I've got a free gift for you called 5 Must Know 80s Metal Riffs. So make sure and check that out also down in the link. Alright, so quick little story here about this solo. I actually have done this solo before on my channel, but I've decided to redo some of the older solos that I've done because some of them didn't have a Guitar Pro or a professional looking tab, maybe just handwritten tab or something like that. So I wanted to make sure and update these with new tab, new Guitar profiles, and a newly recorded backing track as well. And I've got my new studio set up, so everything looks and sounds a lot better. I'll probably do a separate video talking about just the studio upgrades, because I know some of you guys like that nerdy kind of stuff. But anyway, so this is a redo of the solo, and as far as the licks and the notes and all that, it's the same. I don't think I changed anything from the original version. It's just that you got a better looking video, better sounding video, and you get the Tab and Guitar Pro and the backing track over at Patreon. So let's get started. We're tuned standard here. On the original recording, it floats a little bit, so it's kind of not floats, but it's in between like standard and E flat, just the tape. You know, back then they recorded with tape, so it's slower. You'll have to raise it up with a pitch shifter or tune your guitar to the album to exactly play along with it. But we're in standard tuning here, backing tracks in standard tuning as well. And the solo starts out over a little riff. This basically is an F sharp minor, so it comes out of this. Okay, first solo is played over that. Second solo is in B minor. All right, so you have the first half in F sharp minor, and the second half, which is Jeff LaBar. The second half is Tom Kiefer in B minor. All right, so let's check it out. So the first thing we do, we're just playing 4 on the G string, pinch harmonic. Bend it up a whole step and then release it slowly. Okay, and then we're going to play a double stop, 2nd fret G and B, and then 2 on the D, 4 on the D. Then do that again. So that's. And we have a fast little scale, and then it's got an ending to it. So what we're doing here is these notes are right out of F sharp minor. It's 14, 16 on the D, then 13, 14 G, 16D, 13, 14, 16 G. So far. Then we're playing 14, 15 on the B, and then 16 G, and then 14, 15, 17 on the B. Okay, and then the end of the lick goes. Okay, so we're going to play 14 high E twice, 17 pull out to 14 high E, and then 16 pull out to 14 high E. Then 17 B, 14 high E. So 16 G, 14 B, 17 pull out to 14 B. Then end it with 17 up a whole step on the high E. And some vibrato. Okay, so that's the first solo in F sharp minor. The second one, here comes Tom Kiefer. Whole different approach, more blues based, and starts out on the low E string with a hammer on, and then from 5 to 7. Then we're going to go up an octave and play 7/9 on the D string. Actually, you're going to play 5/7 and then pick 7 again. Same thing on the 7 to 9, pick 9 twice. Okay, and then a cool double stop run here. And that's just 9 on the G and B. Slight bend on both. I use my ring finger for this. Release it back to the original pitch. Pull off to 7. 7 and 7 G and B, and then pick 9 and 9 sorry, on the G and B, and then 7 G and B. And then end it on 9 on the D. Kind of like hang on that a little bit. Then we have this cool little unison bend thing. And it's basically 13B, 10 on the high E. Let me just show you the shapes first. So it's you're going to bend 13 up a whole step while holding 10 on the high E, and that makes a unison note. You're bending to the same note you're holding down on the high E string. But the rub sound, you kind of get that little bit of dissonance there. And then we're going to play 12 and 9, back to 13 and 10, 14 and 11, 15 and 12 twice, and then bend 15 on the high E up a whole step. So what happens though is Tom's picking a little bit more on the high E string. So you do the bend, and then you add 2 notes on the high E string. You just play that. So in this case, you bend 13, hold down 10 on the high E, and then pick 10 twice more on the high E. And you do that for each shape with the high E note. So slow would be. And then on this last one, you do it twice. Now I find this fairly difficult. Especially if you're too strict with your hand here, you might kind of want to loosen up on that, and it'll be a little looser, so you can get a little faster with it. You could just go like that; it'd be fine. But if you want to get closer to what Tom's doing, then you'll want to add those extra notes. Now at the very end of that, he starts in right before beat 1. Whoops. So we're going to do a B minor pentatonic run here. sequence. So it's bending 9 on the G, then playing 7 on the high E, pull off 10 to 7 B. So this is going to be 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty fast little lick here, but it's something that you can definitely get under your fingers with a little practice. And it's just, you want to try to be light with it. Nice little pull-off exercise here. So the first 4 notes are 7, high E, pull off 10 to 7 on the B, and then 9 G. Then we're going to go 10, 7 on the B, 9, 7 G. So it's really just pick, pull, pull, pull. You can follow the tab if you're having any questions about that. Now I'm going to roll the finger, the index, and play 7 on the B, 9, 7 G, 9 D. So then we're going to play, we're going to roll the ring finger this time. Play 9, pull off to 7, 9, 7 D. So then 7 on the, so roll the finger again, 7 on the G string, and then 9, 7 D, 9 A. And one more roll. We're going to roll down from the A string to the D, play 9, 7 on the D, pull off, 9, 7 A, pull off, and then hammer on to end it, 7 to 9 on the D. Be careful with your muting as well on this, because it can get a little sloppy if you're not muting everything properly. And we hear sirens in the background. They're probably coming for me, so if I disappear, you'll know what happened. All right, so let's continue now. We're almost done. So we just did the lick. And then we have just the ending here, so kind of a bluesy, old school thing here. 11 on the G, 10 B. These are triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then just play that 6 times. And then 7 or 9 pull off to 7 on the G. And then 9 D. And then to end it, we're going to go. So that's more triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What I'm doing is 9 G, 10 B, and going to 9 and 9 on the G and B. So. And then to end it, you're playing 9G, 7B, unison bend. And that, you kind of want to let that just rub against each other, the notes. Then it goes into the post-solo bridge from there. But that's the whole solo, guys. Very well put together. Classic 80s solo, it's got some flash. Got the grit with the bluesy stuff from Tom Kiefer, and just a great example of a killer 80s metal classic solo. So I hope you enjoy this. Once again, if you need the backing track and you want the tab and Guitar Pro to go with it, head on over to Patreon. Don't forget about that free gift, 5 must-know 80s metal riffs. I will see you next time. Rock on.